Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome again to one of our little discussions. I was thinking of doing some tinctures today and teach something else, but then I woke up this morning and I had this thought. And I discussed it with Eliyahu, and we thought it'll be a really good idea to actually chat about it. So the thought in my head was that as a soul, we have so much knowledge of everything. And then Eliyahu was saying, Eliyahu, the sharvit is yours.
Well, as a jumping off point, I want to make reference to T.H.C. White's version of the King Arthur story, which you may or may not know. But anyway, that story really gripped me when I read it. And to sort of summarize it, what happens is that Merlin works with Arthur.
Yeah.
He's called Wart actually in the story, preparing him for his eventual role. And part of his preparation is that he teaches Wart or Arthur lessons from nature. And those lessons involve, in some form, becoming different animals. So, for example, he becomes, he has an experience of living as a fish in the moat around the castle.
Yeah.
He has an experience of living as a beaver or something. I don't remember exactly. He has an experience.
A stout, isn't it? A slout.
Yeah. Living as a bird and so forth. Anyway, in each of these experiences, he learns the lessons that those animals need to learn to survive and thrive in their environment and in the form that they are living and so forth. And then when the moment comes when Arthur pulls the sword out of the stone, all those lessons come back to him. And the fish is saying to him, put you back into it. Yeah. And the other animals are, other animals inside his head or inside his being are giving him the lessons of who they were. Yeah. And with all of that, he pulls it out like
it's butter.
Like a warm knife in butter sort of thing. And that really gripped me, that story, when I read it, because there's something about it that just resonated. And it also connected, in a sense, with an understanding of how the universe works that I encountered somewhere along the line, which says that, peoples are originating on different planets all through.
You mean that the souls are originating? In a different planet.
Souls go through an evolution, in other words. Yeah. In all over the universe, and that's how the universe is populated. But it begins with their
essence.
Their finding an existence at some level that we, generally speaking, would consider non-animate, even though there's soul there, and so there is consciousness and there's life there, but at a level that humanity in general hasn't really recognized very well yet. So they come first as, molecules of water or, parts of the air or, rock or other elements like that within
crystal, copper, gold. Yeah.
And so there's a long evolutionary process of
amoebas, the funguses,
exactly, and then
plant material,
and then more developed plants,
bacteria,
and
whatever.
and so forth.
Yeah.
So So the point of that whole story is that at a soul level, all of that is within us.
Yeah.
That entire journey of evolution through,
Growing through all that.
through all of that,
Yeah.
is part of who we are. And so, how is it that the soul can know things that, at a conscious level, as we, live in this modern world, we don't think that there's any possible way to be aware of it. But if you can access the soul's knowledge,
Yeah.
it's there because we've been there, we've done it. It's
So
part of
so
our history.
when you do the meditation or the self-talk, when you talk to your higher self as such, that higher self is connected to all those experiences that we had since our own creation, each individual creation, and we all have then a different journey. I mean, but we all went through those things. It sort of reminds me a little bit that when I was pregnant with one of the kids, I can't remember which, and I was like, like I wish it was out already. Like it's 40 weeks. Come on, get out. And I was talking to my father on the phone, and somehow we had a little conversation, and he was saying that everything comes out at the right moment, and if we let it come out at the right moment, then it is born rightly. And then later on, when the same kid was having all these experiences, he was saying, you have to have, if you can, through your life, have experiences of all those different things, and the earlier you experience the fall is better. Like if a child falls over and learns how not to fall or how to fall correctly, well, it's much easier than an adult that falls over because the weight is different. And, like a little child doesn't get damaged when you tumble and tumble and tumble. Well, as adults, particularly as you get older, if you tumble, you get damaged. So you learn it earlier. And so you already had that experience. And so you can learn from it, take that experience with you, but not necessarily have to experience it again and again and again. So you don't have to be a rock again and again and again, or to be a amoeba again and again and again. But if you take that experience within you, then you can use that knowledge, and also you can maybe able to communicate with that knowledge through your life. Yeah, that's virtually what we were saying. So so we can conclude that virtually what you're saying is that so in a soul level, we have the knowledge of everything that's around us, plants, animals, water, and all we need to do is learn how to access it in order to be able to connect with each other better and connect with the world, and therefore be sort of on a higher evolutionary level, be more in light. We keep going back to that light.
Certainly be able to live in harmony with our environment, because we've been all the aspects of that environment.
So we know what it needs, or what we need virtually to, Okay. So I have a little suggestion for us just to finish it today, to do a little meditation. We finish usually with a little meditation. And my suggestion is that we take a few slow, deep breaths, remembering to expand our lungs outwards like an accordion each time when we fill it up, and then squeeze it down so we blow the air out completely. And we do that a few times. And as we do that, we concentrate on that part of our mind that is higher than where our ears are. We're not looking inside our head where we think, but just a little bit higher in a quiet place in our mind. So take a few deep breaths and go up there. And as you find that quiet spot, see which animal or plant or any substance, rock, water, anything that comes into your mind, if you can access it and just be it for a tiny moment, feel what it's like. See if you can remember your knowledge from that time. and have it in the awareness, in the awakened place, rather than hidden. Be aware of it. Make it part of who you are. Use its knowledge a little bit. Acknowledge it. As you breathe in and out, see if you can find within yourself a place of thank you for that knowledge. And then slowly come back to your body with a few more breaths. Be aware of where you are, the sounds, the smells. Back into your body, back into the now, back into the present. But see if you can keep that memory. Maybe write it down. And maybe later on in the day or another few days or whenever you have time, try and do it again and again and again. Try and be different animals, different plants. See if you have particular connection to one thing more than another. And see if the messages that you get can help you in dealing with what's happening today in your life. We're wishing you lots of wealth and health and joy and light and freedom and friendship and love. And may your day be wonderful. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.